The air in the delivery room crackled with anticipation, a palpable hum of excitement that filled the sterile space. Family members, their faces alight with the impending miracle, buzzed around like benevolent specters. Yet, a shadow loomed, a silence that stretched, unspoken, in the heart of the expectant mother. The father, the man whose presence should have been the strongest in that sacred space, was missing. He was on his way, they believed, to witness the miracle of his daughter's birth. But he never arrived. What began as a desperate wait quickly morphed into a chilling mystery, a true crime story that would grip a family in its icy claws for years to come, a narrative etched in grief and unanswered questions. The man, known to his loved ones as David, was a man of simple pleasures and profound loyalty. He was a skilled carpenter, his hands calloused but gentle, accustomed to shaping wood into sturdy furniture and warm homes. His world was painted in the vibrant colors of family, of unwavering commitment, and the bright promise of tomorrow. His wife, Sarah, a warm and compassionate nurse, was the calm amidst his storms, the steady anchor of his life, and the embodiment of his deepest hopes and dreams. Together, they had built a life, brick by painstaking brick, in a quaint, tree-lined suburb, a testament to their enduring love and shared future. The birth of their daughter, Emily, was meant to be the culmination of their journey, a precious symbol of their commitment to forever. He was excited, David, his voice thick with anticipation on the phone that fateful morning, promising to be there, to hold Sarah's hand, to welcome their child into the world. He'd even picked out a tiny, hand-carved wooden bird to place in Emily's nursery. He was driving, a familiar route he had traversed countless times before, a path that wound through rolling hills and sleepy hamlets, a road that should have led him directly to the hospital and the life-altering joy of his daughter's arrival. The journey itself was unremarkable, the kind of drive that allowed for introspection and the planning of a future filled with scraped knees and bedtime stories. He pictured teaching Emily how to skip stones at the nearby lake, the water glinting under the summer sun. But he never made it. As hours bled into an agonizing eternity, Sarah's heart began to pound with a terrifying premonition. His phone went straight to voicemail. He wasn't at the hospital. Something was terribly, irrevocably wrong. The joy of impending motherhood curdled into a gnawing dread, the celebratory balloons in the room suddenly seeming like mocking symbols of her dashed hopes. As the initial shock began to recede, replaced by a persistent ache of grief and bewilderment, a flicker of hope, however faint, emerged. News reports surfaced, detailing the impending guilty plea of a federal prisoner accused of killing Robert Pickton, the infamous Canadian serial killer. Could there be a connection? Was this the unlikely break they desperately needed, a slender thread that might lead them to answers? Investigators, their faces etched with grim determination, meticulously combed through David's life, searching for any hint of a motive or a connection. They interviewed friends, colleagues, even casual acquaintances, but David had been known as a quiet, hard-working man with no known enemies. The thought of a serial killer's involvement, even tangentially, was a terrifying prospect. Pickton, a man whose name was synonymous with gruesome crimes and a chilling disregard for human life, had evaded justice for years, preying on vulnerable women, his farm a macabre graveyard. Could he have had an accomplice? Could David's brutal murder be connected to Pickton's horrific crimes in some unfathomable way? It was a long shot, a desperate gamble, but it was all they had. The investigators painstakingly cross-referenced timelines and any known movements of individuals connected to the Pickton case, a tedious and often disheartening process. The family, however, was nearing their breaking point. The years of agonizing wait, the suffocating grief, and the relentless uncertainty had taken an unimaginable toll. Sarah, now raising Emily as a single mother, found herself battling a profound weariness, struggling to find the strength to face each dawn. She would often sit by Emily's crib, tracing the delicate features of her daughter's face, and wonder what kind of future they could possibly build without David's guiding presence. Emily, her bright eyes full of innocent curiosity, would sometimes ask about her father, questions Sarah would answer with honesty and love, but always laced with the unspoken pain of a wound that would never fully heal, a scar that would forever mark their lives. The simple act of showing Emily a photograph of her father, a smiling man with kind eyes, was a bittersweet agony, a tangible. The home was filled with David's absence, from the unfinished woodworking projects scattered in his workshop to the empty chair at the dinner table. Then, the news arrived, a bittersweet moment indeed. The man, the perpetrator of the crime that had haunted their waking hours and invaded their dreams for so long, was going to face justice. But the impending victory was also a stark, painful reminder of the devastating price they had paid. David was gone, his life extinguished by unspeakable violence. The trial, the agonizing confrontation with the man who had ripped his life away, was a grueling ordeal, forcing the family to relive the raw trauma of their past. Sarah, her daughter Emily clinging to her hand, her small face a picture of quiet solemnity, and the rest of the grieving family sat in the courtroom, carrying the heavy weight of their loss into the stark, sterile environment, their faces etched with a profound sorrow that seemed to deepen with every passing moment. The prosecutor's voice, grave and measured, detailed the brutal end that David had met, each word a fresh stab of pain for the grieving survivors. The prisoner pleaded guilty, his admission a stark, chilling confession to the brutal murder of David. The details of the crime, as presented in court, were as horrifying as they were heartbreaking. David had been lured, ambushed, and murdered with a cold, calculated efficiency, his body then hidden with meticulous care to delay discovery. The motives, however, remained murky, lost in the impenetrable darkness of pure evil intent, a void that offered no solace, no rational explanation for such barbarity. The prisoner was sentenced to life in prison, a legal consequence, but a hollow victory when measured against the immeasurable loss. The family listened, numb to the finality of the verdict, the only true victory being the certainty of justice, however delayed and incomplete. The impact of David's murder reverberated through the family for years, a persistent tremor beneath the surface of their lives. They would never fully recover from their profound loss. Emily grew up, forever marked by the absence of her father, a void that no amount of love or support could ever truly fill. She would often talk about the daddy she never knew, a phantom presence shaped by stories and photographs. The family, united in their grief and their unwavering love for Emily, worked tirelessly to build a life for her, a life filled with cherished memories of the man they had lost. They found solace in each other, drawing strength from the unbreakable bond that had been forged in the crucible of tragedy. They honored David's memory, speaking of him often, ensuring that his life, so tragically cut short, was never forgotten, reminding everyone that he had mattered, that he was deeply loved. His legacy lived on in Emily's bright spirit and Sarah's unwavering resilience. The case, now officially closed, serves as a stark, unwavering reminder of the fragility of life and the chilling capacity for human cruelty. It is a story of unimaginable loss, of the enduring strength of the human spirit in the face of profound adversity, and the vital importance of never forgetting those who are taken from us too soon. It is a testament to the enduring power of love and remembrance, a light that can persist even in the deepest darkness. For Sarah and Emily, and all of David's loved ones, the pain of their loss never fully dissipates, but it transforms, evolving into a quiet, unyielding strength that allows them to live, to love, and to honor the memory of the man who was taken far too soon, a life extinguished but never extinguished from their hearts. The story of David's life, though tragically ended, became a testament to the enduring bonds of love and the relentless pursuit of justice.